Hello guys, welcome to the dojo. In response to the 1000 subscriber video, here are the answers for you. You can find the timestamps for the answers in the video description. Let's get to it then. Alright, so the first question was, what country are you from? And here are some little hints. We eat guyash with a lot of paprika and we drink palinka, and if you haven't guessed the country yet, it's Hungary, so we are Hungarians. So the next question is, what are some of the best ways to carry teams in solo queue? And this is actually a complex question, but we'll try to answer it as best as possible. And first of all, we think that positive attitude is really the key. So if you are getting into a game and you are tired and tilted, then chances that you win is really low. So you should be able to win if you are positive towards yourself and towards your team. So don't start flaming, don't start tilting, and this should help you win the game. It's not a carry aspect, but it helps you a lot. The next most important thing is communication, because you see, it is really hard to carry a team in solo if you are at the same level. It can be done if you are a tier higher, for example, but it is really hard to carry a team just by yourself. And communication helps a lot to win a game, because if you are coordinated on a very basic level with the team, that can help you win the game. Alright, the next most important thing is to be good with at least one hero, to be really good with one hero, and to be able to pick heroes from the different roles. Because if you have to fill some role that is not taken, then you should be able to do so. And we actually going to create a how to climb series later, so keep an eye out for that. How many are in the team? Do you all work on these videos? Yes, we all work on these videos, and there are 5 of us in the team. One of us is the graphic designer who is editing our videos, and he is the voice of the kid. And the other one is the editor. He is the one who is responsible for the content quality, and he is voicing the master. And the last 3 of us are the content writers, and we have actually some different roles, but these are the most important. So we are the ones who are creating the content for the videos, and I'm the main voice actor for the channel. Do you think that Lucio is hard to master or easy? And what are your top 3 most played heroes? Well, Lucio is easy to learn and really hard to master. And we say this because his kit is straightforward on a basic level. So you have the boost, you have the auras, and you have the boop. And you can also wall right, so that's it. But if you see Lucio played on a master level by the pros, for example, they have some really great tricks in their sleeves. And mastering Lucio is really hard because you need to have a good game sense. You need to be able to predict the enemy. You need to be able to read the enemy movements, to read the enemy ultimates. It is actually really hard to master the timings that you need for the team. That's why we say that Lucio is hard to master. Okay, and what about our 3 most played heroes? We will talk about it later in a later question. Okay, the next one. Will you ever be putting out coaching VODs of others' gameplay in the future? And the answer is yes, maybe. Because we already started coaching in the background. We have some coaches who are learning from us, and we actually do some VODs, but this is just on a basic level and we are trying things out. Maybe we would do live coaching events and things like that, but this is the sound of the future. So if you're interested, then keep an eye out for the announcement, because we will make sure to announce these kind of things. Will you ever do live commentary videos? The answer is nearly the same as the previous one. If you think live commentary as shoutcasting, an event or some games, then the answer is no, because we won't do things like that. That's not our profile. But if you are thinking about seeing someone playing and coaching, then the answer is maybe. So you should see the previous question. The next one is, do you plan on incorporating other types of teaching methods? And the answer is yes, we would love to incorporate other types of teaching methods into Overwatchdojo. Things that come in mind are online courses, live coaching, and maybe some other mediums. We didn't really think this through because that's the sound of the future. We actually have a really tight schedule right now, but we would love to do something like this. So keep an eye out for other types of mediums that we might use. The next one is highest skill cap hero and why. So we have already talked about Lucio, and he's really hard because of the team aspect of the game. You need to have a good game sense and you need to be able to predict the enemy team and things like that. But on the other hand, Genji and Tracer are really hard too because they are hard to master on a motoric level. You need to be able to predict the enemy on a 1v1 level. So not the whole team, but one or two characters that you fight constantly. And they are really hard because of that. But truth to be told, this game may have high skill cap heroes, but the highest skill cap of the game is to be able to play as a team and to play with your team. So that's our 2 cents here. Do you think that we need another tank buster? And the answer is no, because we already have one. The people are not realizing the potential that's in Sombra. More and more pro teams and pro players are realizing how good she is against tanks because you are able to farm her ultimate really quickly and EMP the tanks and then just wipe the floor with them. So that's why we say we don't need another tank buster right now, but we need to learn to use Sombra in the meta. Right, the next question is, what heroes do you main or are the most efficient on? And the answer is that only 3 of us are playing Overwatch in the team, so the graphic designer guy and the editor guy is not playing at all. But the others, the content writers, are playing it on an esport level. They spend a lot of time playing with the team, and we play different roles. One of us is a tank main. He's playing Reinhardt and Diva and Winston. The other one is a support main. He's playing Ana and Zenyatta. And yours truly is a DPS main. I'm playing McCree and Soldier and Tracer. The next one is, what are your Season 2 accomplishments and the season high? And we all made it to Master. The lowest one was 3600 and the highest one was 3900 or around that. And we couldn't make it to Grandmaster in this season, but that's the objective for the next one. Going on with the questions, the next one is there a possibility that you could do a Rein tutorial? And the answer is, it is hard to do a basic trio guide to Reinhardt like we did for McCree and Tracer, because there aren't many things that you can practice over and over again with him. What you could benefit most from is playing and asking your teammates what you could do better as a Reinhardt, so there are different playstyles to him. But we are trying to cover all characters in the near future on a basic to advanced level, so you should keep an eye out for future videos. What do you think needs to be balanced? We don't want to talk about balance on a character level because there may be so much that we would love to change just by a tiny bit. But if you see the whole picture, what is happening to Overwatch, there are 2 big changes, and these changes are tilting the meta to one direction that is designated by Blizzard. So currently at the end of Season 2, Soldier and Diva got buffed and they are really strong, and you can't afford to play a competitive where you leave off Soldier or Diva. Or maybe you could, but chances that you will lose is higher than when you are incorporating a Soldier in your lineup. So that's why we think that these changes are too big, and maybe they are making the game a little bit boring and more predictable and leaving a little room for team diversity and to the creativity of the players. Going on to the next one, where do you get most of your information from? And we get most of our information from experience because we have all played different kind of esport games on different levels. For example, Call of Duty, Counter-Strike, Team Fortress 2, StarCraft, so we have really diverse experience among the content writers. But we usually discuss our ideas with our own esport team that we play in, and we also love reading Reddit for news and discussions because you can figure out what the community is interested in, and that helps us. The next one is, what got you interested in Overwatch? We got interested in Overwatch because of the esport potential that we saw in the game right at the beginning, and the wide acceptance it got from the community of different games, because there are actually a lot of gamers coming from World of Warcraft PvP, from Team Fortress 2, from Counter-Strike. So the community is really diverse and we just love to be part of it. The next one is, did you do anything with YouTube before this channel? And the answer is yes, we all did things with YouTube, like listening to music and watching videos of all kinds. For example, I really love watching cats fool around. But to be serious, truth to be told, we had no prior content creator experience on YouTube or anywhere, so this is our first channel. Okay, the next one is, do you hire anybody for Overwatchdojo? And we have already explained the team structure, so there are 5 of us currently. We are doing this because we love playing Overwatch and we love teaching, but no, we are not hiring right now because we have enough resources to do our thing, to do 1 video a week. But we are looking for opportunities to collaborate with other YouTubers, streamers and players. So if you are interested in that, you can reach us on any social media, or you can shoot us an email. But keep an eye out for future announcements about this topic if you are interested. Alright, the next one is, why and how did you learn to teach it to us? And thank you for your question, because we can explain the motivation behind Overwatchdojo by using this question, and we have some real life and esport experience among the team. So there are players who have more than 5,000 hours of gaming experience, and some of us are actively teaching different kind of topics to real life students. And what we love in Overwatchdojo is that we all have a sprinkle of analytics mindset. So we are programmers, data analysts and engineers. And the challenge in explaining topics to players of the game who don't know about them is that you can formulate hard to grasp ideas, chunk them down, and then explain it to players on all skill levels. And it is really a good feeling that you give us so much positive feedback about our work, and we are really thankful for that. And this is why we do it, because we really love teaching, we really love the feeling that people are learning from us, and we love to do such things. So that's the answer. Okay, we are getting to the end. What's your PC specs? That's an interesting question. If you really want to know, you can go to our website, overwatchdojo.com, and check the team roster, because we posted our PC spec there. Getting to the last one, what do you use to record? We are using OBS for gameplay recording, and apart from that, our editing is done in After Effects. So that was the last question that you had for us at the creation time of this video. And we would really love to thank you for your questions, because it gave us an opportunity to get closer to you guys, to answer your insider questions and to explain our motives as a team, as Overwatchdojo. And we hope that you like the answers. And if you did, you can subscribe, give us a thumbs up. And yeah, one more thing. We are trying to expand to get ourselves known on the internet. And we would love to ask you to help us with Thunderclap. This is a platform that can be used to spread the word about something in a 140 character message, so something like Twitter. And you can opt in and offer your social reach to a cause. And if you would love to do that, there's a link in the description that guides you to our Thunderclap campaign. And we would be really, really thankful if you did, because getting out the word about Overwatchdojo helps us to grow the channel bigger, and that's our main goal currently. So if you can reach more players, we can teach more players. That's just good. Okay, see you guys next time.